sometimes things just don't go our way. Sometimes for a couple days or weeks, everything seems to be negative or turning into a no. But you know what? It's all how you frame your situation. I know. When you're feeling lonely, low on money, low on resources, not being invited out with friends, not being invited out to socialize, to connect with people, it can feel easy to be angry, sad, annoyed. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with everyone else? Why is this happening? I want to share with you how I turned a time period like this in my life, a time period of lack and experiencing less social opportunities. I want to share with you how I turned it around. For a few days, though, I had felt really discouraged. Friends were traveling a lot, going on trips, going to events, and I wasn't invited anywhere. I was not getting invited to places. And you know what? I decided to shift my mindset. Now, in the past, usually I would feel sorry for myself and I would feel like the victim. I would actually kind of go into flight or freeze. So when I'm nervous or have anxiety or I get a lot of no's in my life, I tend to freeze. That's my reaction. It's a freeze response. So instead of doing a freeze response, I decided to make a conscious effort to do small little things that were in my power and within my resources. Now, due to the resources I had at the time, there wasn't a lot. So I ended up doing the things that I didn't feel like doing, the things I had been putting off for months or days. Now, I want to mention that I suffer from ADHD and anxiety. So when I feel stuck, I end up just staying in my room. I'll just go to work and then I'll come home and I'll go right to my room and I won't do anything else. I'll just stay frozen. But this time, I decided I wasn't going to stay frozen. I don't know how, I didn't know where I would get the power from, but I decided that I was going to do something. I was going to push myself slowly in some way to take this opportunity of free time and to see how I could use it to my potential to grow. What were the small amount of resources or things that I could do that was in my power? Now, it wasn't exactly glamorous or fun or considered noteworthy, but I wanted to look at what could I do? What was in my power? So I ended up in those couple days that I felt like I was in lack. I felt that I didn't have things. I felt I wasn't invited places. What I did is I went for some simple walks, 20 to 30 minute walks, just really close to my house on a bike path. I went to the gym. I did a lot of laundry. I caught up on a lot of laundry. I took that time to clean my home and clean my space and have clean linen. I took that time for self-care. So taking baths, lotioning the body, taking self-care on the body, face masks, things like that. And, I also decided to practice my French homework on my own because I take French classes, but usually only practicing when my teacher's around. So this time I decided to practice French on my own, which I'd been putting off for 6 months. So the weird thing is that this view that I was in lack, this view that I don't have, I'm not being invited, this idea of I don't have and I'm not being invited here and being invited there, it actually was a great opportunity for me to work on the things that I had been avoiding, that I had been running away from, that I had been, I had decided, hey, there's not enough dopamine. Like, there's not, I definitely am addicted. And it's also like a childhood thing where if I don't see immediate results, one, I'm not interested to do it. And two, it's scary for me because I'm like, okay, well, I don't have an immediate reward. So how do I know this is working? How do I know that this is going to help me in the future if I don't see the reward of it right away? I have a really bad habit of this. And you might think, oh my gosh, but you do hypnosis and you're a life coach and you do somatic massage. Yeah, I do all those things, but that is a hurdle. Like I'm healing from childhood of being scared in lack and being scared of resources. So when I do something and I don't have immediate response, I tend to be like, I don't want to do this. It's not interesting. So the point of where I'm getting at here is where I thought I was in lack and where I wasn't being, brought into the tribe as much. I'm not being invited to socialize. This actually was a blessing that I was able to work on the things that I was avoiding and see where I could grow, especially I call it like self-currency. It's building currency in the bank of you where you keep promises and you do things that make you grow. And that brings up your self-esteem and it helps to strengthen your self-concept. And if you take anything away from this video, which is, I've decided that these videos are they're conversations to myself, but they're also a conversation that I would want to have with anyone that wants to grow or anyone that I care about or a friend. This would be my advice to them, because if I feel that I'd give this advice to myself, then I feel that others might be in the same place or benefit from this advice. So, turn your free time, turn your lack, turn this time that you don't have fun, quote unquote, fun things to do. Turn that time to work on the things that are important to you. And when you feel lonely and if you get bad news or you have tight finances, instead of looking about what you don't have or what you can't do, try looking at what's in your power. Everyone has dreams and hobbies and skills they want to develop. 99% of people. Your time, day of season of not getting what you want is actually a gift and an opportunity for you to work on your skill and your craft. Trust me, I believe in the power of prayer, visualization, law of attraction. But those things work best when you fuse them with strong self-development. Leveraging your time and focusing on things is important. Take baby steps, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes at a time that you work on tasks or a project that is important to you. That's going to be helpful. And yes, I'm talking about tasks that are boring, because obviously if it wasn't boring, then you wouldn't be a struggle to work on it for 10 or 15 minutes at a time. But tasks that are boring, but that are going to help you develop your skill, do them 10, 15 minutes at a time and just go from there. My story may seem so simple, like on the surface saying, okay, what's the big deal? You went for some walks, you went to the gym, you did some self-care, like what's a big deal? If someone usually responds with depression or freeze mode and they don't do anything, they don't get anything done, for me, this is a big deal. And slowly, I wanted to change my freeze response into growth, taking the courage to get out of a victim mind frame, and it's powerful. You're powerful. You're the author of your own story. Don't let anything stop you. Signing out, sacred siren here, ancient wisdom in thriving through this shift happening right now.